I'm Ijen from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. I decided to join Market Mastery Group probably about 4 years ago. The reason being that I wanted to find a stream of income that will be consistent and that will replace my work income. The biggest takeaway that I have in working with MMG, specifically Stephen and Pam, is how dedicated and how committed they are to our success. And I've had to be educated on everything about options and then trying to implement all the teachings. And they have been along the way, making sure that we were successful. So I am very committed to MMG because they're committed to us. MMG has changed my views and my perception of financial future in that huge impact. It means that I can control my own destiny with my finances, as opposed to other means of income where I'm dependent on either customers, or I'm dependent on the market conditions or the interest rates. MMG allows me to see that I can decide how much I want to make and how I learn to make more money as I go along. And because it's options, it has a whole spectrum of ways to make money. I can just keep learning and growing with my trading, and it's been very successful for me. My favorite part of this mastermind experience is the continuous learning is really important to me because it's not a destination where you get to a point and say, I know it all. There's constant nuances and that you can learn and that you can grow. The other big part of this is the whole community that MMG has created. Other traders and other people who are learning at different places in the learning curve that has really helped me. I have networked with not just Pam and Stephen and not just with Jordan and Jim, but also with other traders that has really helped me understand and also support. They celebrate my successes and then they also help me when I'm thinking about doing a trade to say, don't forget, there's this part and that part. So that support group has just been amazing in terms of my network through MMG. What I would tell someone to consider joining MMG is do it. There is really no downside to joining a group that teaches you how to make money, support you along the way, and then also making sure that if you have any questions or casting doubt on yourself, that they're right there to support you. So if you're interested in joining MMG, I would say do it. It is like one of the best kept secrets in trading for anybody, yes. My biggest struggle before I joined MMG was basically not knowing what I did not know. And it's a whole complete new language. It's a whole complete new segment of investing that I didn't know anything about and being afraid of what I didn't know. But then once I committed myself to learning everything about MMG, learning about options trading, I found that it really was not as scary as I thought. And then once I got into it, the momentum took over. And then I was able to see, as I put one foot in front of the other, I was making money, and there's nothing more motivating than seeing the success of making money. So I think that my biggest fear was my ignorance and not having the confidence to do it. But once I had the support from MMG and then seeing the small successes I made along the way, it really propelled me forward. The breakthrough for me was trusting the process. and then seeing that the success that came with the process. The very first time that I did a live trade was a breakthrough for me because it really emphasized that if I trusted the process, trusted the teaching, trusted the instructions that I received, it actually happened the way that Pam and Steven taught me. And all of a sudden, like I saw, it's a possibility. And I can trust my own learning and trusting myself. So the breakthrough was the very first trade that I made, actually, with options trading after I learned the MMG process. MMG is different from other programs. I can answer that personally because I joined another group and it was doing swing trading, and they taught me how to read charts. And my learning was very limited to textbook learning. I was understanding what the process was, but they were not walking me along the way as I actually did the trading. And what I learned was that MMG is different in that the instructions are very, very much real life. And so once they teach you how to, what the trades are, what calls and puts were, and all the strategies, we were also, given how to trade and then the specific trades that Steven and Pam were doing in their own accounts. And that that really taught me that they were telling us to risk the same money that they are risking on their own. So I was prepared to, go along with what they were doing. And then as we were learning, we started to see the successes. And the success just breeds success. And we start to see that there's really nothing that we can do that we can go to Steven and Pam and get an answer for. So that's what I found, just different from MMG. MMG different from other trading platforms and trading instructions. What I like people to know about MMG is that, one, I wish that I started 30 years ago. If I had known this and realized that it's a different stream of income that I can learn and that will last me a lifetime, and that will support the kind of lifestyle that I envision for myself, I would have started sooner. Having said that, the other thing that I would say is that I got my children involved, my adult children. And I would say that if you learn this, make sure that you inspire your children to get involved while they're young, because this is a stream of income that will sustain them for life. It could replace their work income, maybe even surpass their work income. And I would say that this is something that I would recommend for everyone, whether you are older or younger or just starting out in your career, or you already looking at selling your business and wonder what you're going to do in retirement. I would say that do it. Learn this, because this is a skill that nobody can take away from you. Once you learn it, you can do this until you're 80, 90 years old. What I would like to say is I am forever grateful to Steven and Pam for sharing their knowledge. And I know for a fact that, they are not doing this for money. They're doing this out of the love of options trading and making sure that they spread the success. And I am forever grateful that they are also inspiring my children and adults, young adults, to do this because they're all heart in this. So I am just so thankful for having found MMG, and I'm so thankful for Steven and Pam for creating this environment for me to network with other people for life. MMG in one word: inspiring. We are MMG.